And we have a new Transformer to review, and it's Swerve! I got Swerve! I got Swerve! I got Swerve! I apologize, everyone. I seem to have lost my mind momentarily. But what is left of my mind is back, and yeah, it is the legendary, infamous Aveo Swerve. Actually, the correct pronunciation I found is Aveo Swerve. So I'm just going to call him Swerve from now on. You look up the name if you want to. A very complicated backstory to this thing, so let me take a minute and give you the whole explanation behind this particular toy. Now, the original rumor to this toy was that it was being released in China, and you either had to test drive the Aveo or buy the Aveo just to get the toy. Yeah, that was a little preposterous, and we can't prove it even happened. So the same rumor kind of sprung up in European markets. Pretty much the same thing, though I think by now the buying part got a little too ridiculous. So we can't really prove that happened either. What we do know happened was Chevy put it up for sale in their UK website. And unfortunately, $30 isn't bad, but the transatlantic shipping of almost $100 and the $50 handling fees, yeah, it was pretty pricey. And keep in mind, it was only available for 2 days, so good luck getting it that way. As of this review, they are available in Canada during a GM mall tour. It's as simple as going to a parking lot, filling out a survey, and claiming your free toy. Though a US release, still completely unknown. The vehicle mode itself is, well, big surprise, the Aveo. And they've done a spectacular job on this. I mean, for something that was meant as a promotional and something not even distributed by Hasbro, it's a really, really nice job on this toy. I mean, take a look at this painted detail. It's all over this thing. The little emblems on the side that normally get completely ignored, they're painted in silver. The handles, the door handles are painted silver. It's a great touch here too. Now you look on the back, you got some silver trim. Taillights are painted silver with some red and yellow on top of it. So no translucent plastic that we're used to. Little Chevy logo there. The front is a little bit more typical. Molded headlights, translucent blue plastic, and a fully painted grille with the gold logo. And this is the part that's really cool. Let me show you this. It's really hard to pick up on camera, but there's an Autobot symbol emblazed on the hood, but it's a very dark shade of red, and it's actually a little blotted out, at least on mine. So you kind of get the whole robot in disguise thing, and you still have the very classic Autobot logo, very prominent on the hood. It's kind of a nice cross between the robot in disguise concept versus the I'm selling a Transformer kind of concept that toy markets go for these days. So yeah, it's a very nice balance. Very accurate in vehicle mode, and no surprise there. Licensed vehicles, they tend to be these days. You can see it's very concise, very solid figure. And yeah, it rolls decently for a deluxe figure, I guess. It is about deluxe size, by the way. And yeah, it's a Swerve, so of course it's red, and it's continuing the tradition of any random red car Hasbro wants to put out in red and black colors is a Swerve. They did it for Cybertron, they're going to do it for Revenge of the Fallen, but this is the only case where it's not a repaint of any type. Totally new mold, as far as I know, one that GM controls, not Hasbro, so you probably will never see this at normal market. And, well, tell you what, how about I get this thing into robot mode and we'll show you why that might be for the best. Start by unpegging these doors on both sides and then lowering the rear half down, like so. Split the rear half and then take the sides, rotate them all the way to the back. Now, take the doors, fold them over to form the opposite side of the leg, then fold the feet up. Split the roof and pull the arms out by the shoulders. This part can get
tricky because there's a lot of pegs in there to get loose. Rotate the waist all the way around, fold out the arms, and then lock them into the shoulders. Rotate the roof around underneath the arms. Lower the torso down, and the head pops up all on its own.
Now we get to robot mode where the toy really shines. And as you could see in the transformation montage, there's some really clever engineering on this toy. I mean, you take a look here at the legs. Got the rear half folding inside those legs, and they totally clear the knees so you don't lose articulation, and they completely hide these car parts and bulk out the legs. And really, I've never, to this day, I haven't seen a Transformer that duplicates this. So to have such a unique transformation step on a one-off promotional toy, it's fantastic. The articulation all around is really nice on this guy. You've got the full shoulder ball joints, and a lot of clearance here. They left the gap at the top of the shoulder, so you can move the arms all the way out. He's got your basic elbow articulation. No bicep swivel, unfortunately, so pretty much straight-on poses only. And you even get wrist articulation, which is random, but appreciated. Waist articulation, since you saw it in the transformation. Hips, totally ball-jointed. Knees, like I said. And you got some pivoting in the feet, in the ankles. So a little bit of Universe 2.0 for you. And his head is also on a ball joint, which hinges forward a little bit. So you get a little bit of clearance out of it. There's some obstruction. But really, it's pretty nice articulation. I mean, good for any deluxe his size. The toy is not without its faults. I mean, as you can see, all the paint apps went into the vehicle mode. None of the new parts, other than the head, have been given any kind of detail paint. That being said, the detail work is actually really nice. You've got a lot of nice details here in the shoulders and down the arms, and even in the inside. It's very well done for something that's supposed to be a freebie. What I really like here is the midsection. All these hydraulics and panels in there, and I like how the tires hide away down inside his chest. Really fills out what would normally be a very hollow area. And it's a nice way to hide in the wheels, and that's really what I like about this. I mean, there isn't even a back kibble to this toy. The windshield forms a perfect flat back for him. Really all around. He's just surprisingly solid. Very nice figure. Now let's take a closer look at the head quickly, and I'm not sure you can see it on the camera, but it's a really nice head design. I get kind of an auto looper, however you want to pronounce it. Or how about this? I get a RoboCop vibe off of him. The big visor and everything. The one part that you might miss, the head, especially the top half of it, is molded to look like the Autobot symbol. You got the same crest at the top on the forehead, and you've even got the grooves along the side. And one thing I really like is it's impossible to show you on this camera, or maybe not. Let's see. The eyes. It looks like a visor, but the eyes are molded in, so you kind of get this very deep look in this face. It's a small touch, but it really makes the character stand out. Now, like I said, the articulation, it's good for a deluxe figure, but that's pretty much all you're going to get, which is my main beef with this toy, and probably why it wouldn't make for good American retail. The hands are a unique sculpt. If I take a normal weapon with the normal standard peg hole, there's no way to fit it in there. So you're either going to have to borrow a weapon from another toy line, or hope there's an upgrade set for this extraordinarily rare figure. Either way, he lacks playability. Since he has no gimmick whatsoever, he doesn't really have any action features, and he doesn't come with any accessories. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, his transformation is brilliant, and the design is very solid. With no gimmick hindering him in any way, that really means it's a big plus. But it really means the toy is probably not going to come out in a normal, standard way. Which is unfortunate, because this guy looks like he's going to remain outside of the US and very, very hard to come by. If you can get a Canadian friend to pick one up for you, I say definitely go for it. It's worth the shipping money out of Canada if he can get it to you. That being said, if you're willing to pay the scalper prices, thank God they're down by $100 now that it's been released in Canada. Really, really think about it. Like I said, you're paying for an accurate vehicle and a very classics-esque robot mode. There's no real playability to him. You kind of have to admit you're buying him for bragging rights. But then again, I know a lot of people who wanted this dream figure. And that's really what it is. It is a very classics universe 2.0 style via robot mode. And it is a very, very accurate vehicle mode. So it's a nice mix of both the movie and classic aesthetics. And I know a lot of people who are really after that. Then again, I know a lot of psychos. But in this case, I think they're right. It's a brilliant blend. So, overall, it's a mild recommendation because of how hard it is to come by. If you can get your hands on one for, say, $50 or less, please seek out Canadian friends. It is easily worth a little effort. So, this has been my review of the Aveo Swerve. And my excuse to show off a really, really cool and rare figure. Now, I'm going to go fiddle with this thing. I got Swerve, I got Swerve, I got Swerve! And yes, before anyone says it in the comments, I'm blatantly showing off that I got the super rare figure. And I want to thank GM Fan 101 for providing it. You rock, dude. Yes, so do you. Calm down.